Today I want to talk about so many people reach out every day. Luke, I'm stuck with my weight loss journey, I'm doing everything. I'm trying to control my eating. I'm working out, but I just don't lose that weight. Or we have young girls writing in with, hey, Luke, I think I live a pretty good lifestyle, but I have PCOS, endometriosis, fibroid cysts. We have people with high blood pressure, people with high blood sugar levels, trying to do everything, but barely managing. It's easy to blame all of this on your diet, on your exercise and everything else, but we sometimes miss a fundamental part of our healing, the internal environment. Today I want to talk about how a simple emotion that may not be present in all of us can be the cause of all of the problems that we have. Of course, your high blood pressure, your weight loss journey is multifactorial. There would be many things that go into repairing all of these things, but let's go into the body's environment today. And this is one commonality I've seen across so many people, men and particularly women. What I'm here to talk about today is a feeling of safety. And when I talk about safety today, I'm not talking about not feeling safe in your city, not feeling safe in your locality. I'm talking about you as a person. Do you feel safe in general, in life? A lot of people don't feel safe, and that could be because of many reasons. Maybe their childhood, a childhood trauma, maybe a couple of broken relationships, betrayals, hurt, sometimes sexual abuse, molestation. There could be many reasons why a young girl or a man or a woman doesn't feel safe. Maybe their environment at home isn't conducive. They grew up seeing fighting parents and didn't feel safe. Maybe they're in a toxic relationship right now where they don't feel safe. You see, safety is something that every human body and soul craves for. In fact, everything that we do indirectly and directly leads to our safety. We're working for money, for several things, but why? To provide a safety net. It comes down to safety. Everything comes down to safety. The moment our internal safety is threatened, we have big problems within our systems. You see, when we're not feeling safe in general, your body is mostly in the sympathetic nervous system, fight and flight. A lot of people who like to be in control, perfectionists, they want to be in control of people, of things, of outcomes. There's a large psychology pointing out to the fact that these people don't feel safe. So they want to be in control of something or someone all the time. We always seek safety from an evolutionary standpoint as well. Whether it's the shelter over your head, your home, what seeds you plant for your future. Most people are scared of uncertainty. What's going to happen? They're living in fear. When you're in fear, you don't feel safe. And we've seen so many women stuck in this weight loss journey, and the moment they start with working to feel safer, or for an example, they're in a particular relationship now, stuck with their weight. The relationship unfortunately or fortunately breaks up, and all of a sudden they start to lose that weight. Or when people are stuck in a toxic home environment, but they travel for a holiday or they travel on a work assignment for about a month. I've seen that so many times. So many of our clients, they travel to the US or some parts of Europe for an IT project. They're out for 1-2 months. And while they're there, they start to lose weight. They're starting to feel better. Their environment changed. They feel safe. Back at home in that environment that didn't make them feel safe, they have all those problems all over again. Your blood pressure, your blood sugar levels, your weight, your hormones, all of this responds to the state of your body that you're in. When you are in the sympathetic nervous system, you're always fighting, you're always in flight mode. The body cannot repair. The body can repair. The body can rejuvenate when you move to the parasympathetic nervous system, which is what I call baseline. You and I are designed to go through extreme stress as long as we come back down to baseline. The more time you spend in the sympathetic nervous system, you've got to have that balance of spending more time in the parasympathetic nervous system. You have a hard day at work, okay, you're stressed out, you come home, one night of good deep sleep will balance the whole equation. But the problem is when it's chronic stress, or you're living in that environment. There is a huge connection. When you don't feel safe about yourself, your decisions will always come from a space of fear, which are usually not the best decisions in your relationship, out of your relationships, with your friends, whether you're about to get into a relationship, with your health. which is why any client who comes to us with a diagnosis of a disease, they may be on the best meds. We can put them on the best nutrition and lifestyle plan. But it is so important for us to bring them and coach them to a level of feeling safe so that everything else can work better. So how do we address this? If you've gone through trauma, sexual abuse, some difficult childhood trauma, you need to go for therapy. Please understand, therapy is not a bad thing. 1 or 2 sessions with someone really good who can go deep into yourself, subconscious mind, work with these fears, show you the mirror, give you the techniques to really address this or come to some sort of closure with this. It is extremely important. Meditation, journaling, all of these are great, but sometimes you got to go deeper to really heal the void within you or the hurt within you. If you go to a therapist, I can at least give you the prompt like you would give AI or ChatGPT. You need to go to a therapist and say, I feel unsafe. I need you to help me bring back that feeling of safety. Direct. Because some therapy can go on for, a long time into circles and circles and circles. And then you have some therapists who will get straight to the point. My point is, your goal is to start feeling safe as a woman, as a man, as a child, whatever your gender is, as a teenager, as a senior citizen. When we can provide safety, everything changes. So when someone's staying on rent and you're able to finally buy a home, you provided safety to your family, there's a huge relief off your chest, stress relief and all of that stuff. It's so important for us to understand these. What are some of the symptoms for us to recognize if we are not feeling safe about us, safe within? We'll find that we're always trying to be in control. We're always hyper vigilant. What's happening? You're on the edge. You feel unsafe. When you're calm, you're living in a state that, hey, I'm calm. When something happens, I'll face it. When something goes wrong, I'll face it. But you're not living in that sphere of expecting the worst to happen all the time. That means you're hyper vigilant. You're in the fight and flight mode all the time. That is not a good thing for you and me. The next thing is we're always trying to be in control of every situation, everything, everyone. And you say, but Luke is coming from a space of love for my child. No, it's coming from a space of control. That space of control is coming from a space of fear because you do not feel safe. When we don't feel safe, the emotion is fear. So it's so important for us to work with these things. I have a couple of affirmations that I've worked with our clients over the years. They're absolutely fantastic. One of them is, I am safe in my body. My body is my home. I am safe in my body is in my home. No, my body is my home. What does this affirmation, instill in us? That no matter what's happening on the outside of my world or my life, I feel safe in my body because my body is my home. It is so important for us to create an inner sanctuary that when we feel stressed out, we can go inside. Today we want to go outside. We want to go to the beach. We want to go to the Maldives. We want to travel to escape. I don't have a problem with that. But you can't do it when you need to do it. You're stressed right now. You can't take a holiday right now unless you're really lucky. But you got to create that inner sanctuary where the moment you're stressed, you can step aside, go 5 minutes, reconnect with your inner spirit. That's your inner sanctuary where I am safe. I feel safe in my body. My body is my home. Something as simple as that. Or I release the need to control and I trust my inner strength. This is so important because people think they're in control. None of us are in control of anything but the actions that we can influence. Let me repeat that once more. None of us are in control of anything or anyone except the actions that we can influence and control. You're worried about the future. The future is uncertain. You can only plant seeds, but you want to control the outcome. And obviously life doesn't give you what you want when you want it. Life doesn't work on your timetable. So then what happens? We get frustrated. We get disappointed. We get angry. We get more fearful because most of us are living with a sense of entitlement. None of us are entitled to anything. Anything. That is your ego. That is your pride. You can work your best in an organization and you get the promotion. Great. You don't get the promotion. You may not get it, but the feeling of entitlement will destroy you. The whole point is We can only plant seeds in life, little actions, some of them materialize, some of them don't even sprout. Coming back to that affirmation. So that affirmation is one of my favorite. I release the need to control, and I trust my inner strength. I trust my inner guidance. We're listening to everyone telling us what to do but our own instinct. You have an instinct because that is your wisdom and intelligence ingrained in you. We've dampened it because we're connected with everyone's opinion, what everyone's telling us to do. Social media, we're so lost and disconnected from our own instinct that we're being puppets to everyone else. And that is the biggest downfall in society right now. Women, men, young girls, boys don't understand the power of their instincts. But we've dampened it. We've disempowered it because we're so connected outwards rather than being connected inwards. So it's so important for us to look at this. And if we figure out we have this problem, how can I fix it? Affirmations is one. 2, beautiful visualizations where you do a body scan. You lie down morning, end of the day. As you scan every part of your body from head to toe, just bring your attention to that body part and I am safe. I feel safe. I am safe. I feel safe. This is very powerful because you're making a declaration, I am safe, and you're charging it with an emotion. I feel safe. It is so important. When you visualize, when you manifest, you have a crystal clear idea of what you want, and then you got to give it that charge, the emotional charge. So I am, I feel. I am healthy, I feel healthy. I am happy, I feel happy. It's extremely important to understand. That's something that you can do. You can do a body scan, or you could simply sit down and no matter what's happening in your world, it's in your mind right now. You just go on affirming, I am safe, I feel safe. I am safe in my body is my home. When everything around you seems to be very, very, very unsafe. So what we need to do, we'll know when we're not feeling safe. We're going to have digestive issues. We're going to have IBS. We're going to have inflammation in our gut. We're going to have signs of depression. We're going to have avoidance behaviors, like we're constantly procrastinating. All of these things. We're going to feel emotionally overwhelmed. We're going to feel numb. Self-criticism and negative talk is huge. Well, I'm stupid. You'll be harsh to yourself when you don't feel safe. These are some of the symptoms. You'll have a difficulty relaxing. You'll always want to do things for other people all the time. You have a difficulty drawing boundaries. You've got to draw boundaries to feel safe. You'll always have some physical tension or some nagging pain in your shoulder, your upper neck, your lower back. It can be caused by many other things, but if you don't have any other physical ailment, it can be caused by not feeling safe. So these are some of the symptoms. I'm just going through my list. Yeah, and you will have a lack of trust in yourself and other people because you don't feel safe. So I wanted to speak to you about this today because while we can chase diet plans, the next nutraceutical, the next medicine, you get your internal environment right. Because every disease breeds from a cell. That cell is influenced by your internal environment and your external environment. If we cannot change many things in our external environment, we have the ability to influence the actions to change our internal environment. So you could be in the most chaotic space, like a lot of people, when I check in with my clients every morning who are on our programs, did you meditate? Did you find time to relax? Yes, they say, no, Luke, I was in an airport. I was at a crowded place. And I'm like, you don't need to have the perfect environment to meditate or to be silent. You got to create that inner sanctuary. So you're in an airport. There's noise around you. You're in a crowded place. You're in an aircraft, but you can still close your eyes and connect with your internal sanctuary. In that internal sanctuary, it's all your breath, your heart, and your mind. And I'll leave you with a simple visualization. I love doing this. I close my eyes and I just imagine there's a bridge, like an internal bridge, like a tunnel actually, that connects my heart to my brain. And all I do is I start to breathe, and that oxygen is moving from my lungs into my heart through the tunnel, connecting it right up to my brain. Once I got a couple of deep breaths going, enhancing this connection between my lungs, my heart, and my brain, then I move into my inner sanctuary. I am safe. I feel safe. Yep, and my mind will say, but Luke, this is happening, but that is happening. Yes, I accept it. It is. No resistance. It's there, but I feel safe. No matter what's happening in my life, I get to choose how I feel. And by affirming that consistently, you will find your strength start to improve. And once you start to feel safe, everything in your life changes. The way you draw boundaries, the way you assert yourself in a relationship with all kinds of people, the way you learn to stand up for yourself, the way you learn to start living your authentic self without fearing people, without people pleasing. All of this starts with inner work. There is no outer work before the inner work. Thank you for listening, everyone. Have a great day.